Crypto Fight Club's Battlegrounds evolved. Roll dice, swing swords and slay ogres as you battle for better items and to gain levels. Welcome to the channel. In the videos I'll be playing and reviewing a variety of games. The criteria for picking the projects are those that I believe will be fun or interesting at least. However, I will also comment on other aspects that they bring into the space. If you're playing and enjoying similar games, leave them in the comments and I'll check them out later. Today I'm looking at Crypto Fight Club's Battlegrounds Evolved. The developers describe it as CryptoFights is a D20 fighting strategy game. Players create fighters and use them to fight in the dungeons against non-player enemies or enter the battlegrounds to play against other players for rewards. The game is developed by FYX Gaming. FYX Gaming is an esports infrastructure and technology provider that develops and implements blockchain technologies. The game is about fighting, leveling and equipping your character, called a fighter, to collect more items to use or sell. The game can be played on PC or mobile. I've been playing mainly on mobile, and I think it has a better competitive market edge as a mobile game compared to a PC game. This is due to the much higher bar set for D&D themed PC games. You're given a choice of 3 races at the start of the game. As with all D&D style games, each of these has their own benefits and characteristics, such as dwarves, elves or humans. The game also gives tips on which is the easiest race to build on, which is the dwarves. Your fighter has 3 main stats, which are strength, dexterity and intellect. Each of these affect other minor stats within the game. For example, your dexterity affects your initiative roll, which decides who goes first when fighting. There are no set classes within the game. Instead, there's a pretty wide variety of choices within a skill tree. You're able to mix and match these skills. You can still spec into more standard classes such as a cleric or barbarian if you pick the right skills as you go in through. As you level, you get more points to add into this skill tree. When leveling, you can also get points to increase your core stats, which can unlock skills and allow you to use better items. But to level, you need to fight. First off, you start fighting bare-fisted against some dummies while you work out how the game mechanics are played. As you work through different arenas, you then can fight different classical monsters in the PvE dungeons. I would like to have seen a bit more of a storyline here, maybe some fake choices so it feels like you're adventuring rather than just go next style of fighting. It's pretty standard D&D mechanics. You roll to see who goes first. You pick an action, be it attack, hide, cast a spell, you roll to hit, and then you roll to damage. Personally, I'm a bit of a sucker for the dice noises and animations, as I quite enjoy doing that in the real games, and I'm a bit of a dice goblin. You can set up an autoplay to order the actions, and then when you do your fighting, you can have it so that they all cast automatically. As well as this, you can set the speed of the game to 3 times the normal speed. Both of these aspects kind of kicked me out of the game because it made it clearer to me that I was just playing RNG versus RNG and I'm not really needed. I tended to play on normal speed, picking the skills myself so that I actually felt like I was involved in it. At the end of the matches you win items and you can either use these items or you can sell them at the caravan. Currently, the game is in early access and the server population is limited to 100. This can be frustrating because you can't just jump in and play when you get some free time. The stability on mobile is also being a bit sketchy, and once the app drops or crashes, you are straight back into that queue, so you can spend a lot of time just waiting to actually get into the game. Another issue is that because of the small player base, you are actually meant to level from level 7 to 8 in PvP. However, there's not actually anyone to play with, so you can get soft locked at level 7. There is a workaround for this, but I only found this out after a couple of characters, so I'd recommend making sure you're part of the Discord community. It is a blockchain game, however it is free to play, which I think is a great way for onboarding players, as well as being available on the normal Google Play Store. Sign up is also pretty hassle free, which will make it a lot more accessible if you've not been involved in crypto gaming previously. The game itself runs on Bitcoin SV. Currently, the earnings are based on selling the items that you collect at the caravan. You don't get loads per items, so you do need to grind quite a lot of matches if you actually want to get much from it. Right now I've sold quite a few items after all the play I've done, and I have earned 2 cents. There's more coming around the earnings, which is mentioned on the roadmaps, as well as other staking options. These are pretty standard now for most projects, so I hope that they actually focus their energies on the gameplay, as this is what will help make them stand out from the crowd. In summary, it can be quite frustrating at times because of the queues and the stability issues, but when I've been able to play, I've actually enjoyed it. The graphics and the animations look good, and I've already mentioned that I really love the sounds. It is essentially quite a pretty auto battler, with the complexity coming from the choices you make in the skill tree, so I would like to see them add a bit more depth within the game. The final questions: have I put any money into it? No, I probably won't be anytime soon. And the second, will I actually continue playing it? Probably not, but only because of the stability issues. If it was easier to just jump in and out, I probably would do. I am going to be keeping an eye on it to see how they progress and see how the updates actually improve this. But that's all for now, so thanks for watching, and remember, look for games that you actually enjoy playing.